Hi everyone! For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sable Washington and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this video is basically just going to be me explaining, the reason as to why I finally decided to make a YouTube channel. It actually all starts back with high school. I remember it was my senior year going into the spring semester, so that would have probably been, well, not probably, for sure, that was January through May of 2010. Oh wow, I've almost been out of school for 8 years. That's something. But anyways, I remember I had this class I took. It was introduction to television, and it was at kind of like our technical school, which was Tuscaloosa Center for Technology, if I'm correct. I think it's changed now. But I ended up taking this one class. I had a teacher, her name was Miss Winston, and I remember on the very first day of class, she wanted us to make up this story. She pretty much gave us like details, specifics that we had to use within the story and explain within a certain amount of time this story to our audience, which was our classmates. So I remember I ended up kind of just jotting something down on a piece of paper, and I actually volunteered to go first. I did it, and I kind of fell in love with it. And me not knowing what was next, I remember the next day I came to class and she pulled me over to the side and she said, Sable, I think you should really think about being a part of our television network. And our television network, it was called BCN, which stands for all three city high schools, Bryant Central and Northridge. And I was from Bryant High School. So me being the type of person that I was at the time, I was just like, I really don't know. I don't know if I would be like a good fit for BCN, but I didn't know that she actually had already spoken to my mom about the whole decision of me being on BCN and having to get my schedule changed. So at that point, honestly, didn't even have a choice. I kind of had to go with it. So I remember the next day, went to school. Instead of me going to my regular class that I had, I think it was like me being like a library assistant. I want to say it was like fourth period. That's when BCN did their recordings, because this was like a pre-recorded show. I ended up spending my last class at TCT. So with BCN, and honestly, I must truly stop and say right now, it's probably the best thing that I could have ever done with the short amount of time that I did have left with me being in high school. So thank you so much, Miss Winston, for telling me that I should think about doing BCN and then honestly making the decision, because I didn't have to say so. So getting back though to me actually doing BCN, I remember that fourth period class that I had, it was the actual BCN recording class. And I remember me having to audition for a spot. That was something I didn't know, that the students who had all done BCN from the previous years all had to audition, because I remember watching it my freshman year all the way up through my senior year of high school. And so I just remember I had that audition that day, ended up reading like a script from a teleprompter, and that was pretty much it. And the next week, I found out that I was one of the anchors for the BCN television show. And I will say it was great. Once again, I know I've mentioned this before. I just wish I had more time. It was just such a short period of time, probably less than like 4 months with me to actually do the show. And so right then and there is when I kind of made the decision of me wanting to possibly pursue a degree in broadcast journalism. So with that, I actually ended up going to Troy University back in August of 2010, pursued a degree in broadcast journalism, but then I made the decision to transfer back home, and I attended the University of Alabama. So I transferred back in 2012. I think that was probably around August to finish out my broadcasting degree. I know the University of Alabama, they call it telecommunications and film. So yeah, it's the same thing though, broadcast journalism. So I graduated August of 2015. Unfortunately, I was not one of the lucky ones to land a career being in a television station, working as a reporter or an anchor, but that was okay. I did not let that discourage me. And, with me not having a job, I just made the decision to go ahead, just take anything. It was 40 hours a week because I was like, I have bills I have to pay. I just can't let them sit around and not be paid. So took up a job, and from there, I just still realized that I had this empty void. And I knew with that empty void, it was about, I did become a little discouraged because I was like, wow, at that point, I had been out about close to 2.5 years from school, and still me not having anything yet in what I went to school for. Because I'm like, Sable, you have this degree over here sitting that you look at every single day, and you're not putting it to good use at all. Not to mention all of the student loans that I have to pay back, but that's okay. That is okay. So that brings me to now. This is the reason as to why I finally made the decision to create a YouTube channel. I've always enjoyed watching other YouTubers and their videos. They've been very helpful to me throughout the past years with videos of me just learning how to do basic things such as cooking, learning how to do this, learning how to do that. And I said, I can do that. I can make my own YouTube channel. But the only thing that kept holding me back was, well, Sable, what if it doesn't work out? Or what if you run out of ideas to talk about? And then, you're going to have people that are going to talk. And I said, regardless of any of those things, I'm like, Sable, if this is something that you really want to do, you're going to do it. You're going to find a way to do it and make it work. And people are going to talk regardless as to whether you're good or as to whether you're not good. That's just how the world is today. So I had to realize that, put aside all of my fears and say, let's do this. So here I am sitting in front of the camera recording my first video, and I wonder how my reaction is going to be this time next year. I mean, I don't know what may come out of this. It's not me looking for anything to come out of YouTube. It's just me finally being able to say, Sable, you may not be working in the industry that you went to school for, but at least you can say that you are putting your degree to some use of you making a YouTube channel, from you making the video content to editing the video content and to posting the video content on your YouTube channel. So that's pretty much all I wanted to explain, was me creating this YouTube channel. And also, too, you being my viewers, please recommend things for me to talk about, video content for me to create. I'm up for anything that's new. I'm down for it. And also, please make sure that you like my channel, subscribe, and also share my channel to others so that they can get to know me. But aside from all that, I hope you all have a wonderful day and be blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.